I'm going to approach this thing with lots and lots of trace paper, step by step. Okay? So I'm going to pick one of these lines as like the bottom and then work my way up from there. So I think what I'm going to do is start with this one. Okay? So I'm going to say that this line starts here. So that's the starting point, and it heads that direction, and it ends up somewhere around there. Okay? So this line and this line, so this is line 1 and this is line 2, right? Need to have something that's going to negotiate a transition between them. So what that means is that I'm going to put a straight line segment somewhere over here. Okay? That's going to become the wall between this thrusting line and that thrusting line. Okay? So the next step is to pick a start point, draw a line, then draw the second ribbon line, and then determine where the wall is going to be between the two. All right? So once I've done that, I can now draw that shape. So here goes. Okay, let me ask you guys some questions about this thing. Okay? Does it taper? It does. Does it have two acute corners?
Yes.
Does it have two obtuse corners?
Yes.
Does it have an elongated proportion that's not 1-to-1? Okay, so those are all requirements, right? So here is my shape. I'll kind of draw it in red. Okay. Good so far? How many minutes are we at?
3.
Okay, so now that's line 1. That's the shape for line 1. Now I've got line 2. So here goes line 2. And you'll use a lot of trace paper if you use this method. You will. Here it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly draw the first one in so that I have it. Very lightly. There's my first shape. This is one of my walls, so I'm going to kind of designate it as a wall. See how I thickened it? All right. So now I have my next two lines. There's line 2 and 3. Right? So I'm going to go ahead and draw line 2, and then I'm going to draw line 3. And actually, I think I'm going to use a different line type for it. So remember how we did this? We kind of negotiated those two angles and put one to stop it. So if imagine that these two things were like something that we were trying to stop, wouldn't you put it at about that angle? You wouldn't put it at that angle, would you? Because this one would just glance off of it. And if you put it at that angle, that one would just glance off of it. So you got to kind of put it to where it's blocking the two. So I'm going to say that my next line is going to be somewhere about there. Okay? So this is the center line for that. And so what I need to do now is to link this up like that. And what I'll do is I'll use the red to highlight that color. Okay. That is line 2. All right. Now go on to line 3. Line 3 is coming over to here. It starts there and comes this way. So next sheet of paper. Marcel, you gonna make it?
Almost.
All right, there's my next line. So here's line 3. Comes to about there, and then it goes this way. Right? 1, 2, oops, it's moving on me. 3 and 4. So now I need to stop 3 and 4. So what angle do I use? This way? Tell me when to stop. So, right there?
Keep
A little more?
going.
There?
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah.
I agree. All right, very good.
6 minutes.
Okay. So now I interconnect these points. And I want to, just so that I don't lose it, I'm going to keep my shape from below. Put it in. All right, so here goes. Connect that, and this together. That's a very obtuse corner. This one is creating a donut. All right, so there is my next piece. Draw that in. And then it just continues in that fashion. There'll be another line that stops these two out here, and those will connect to that, and then there'll be finally one that comes over there, and it created this sort of spiraling form. Okay? Now those, in turn, get cut into pieces, and you've got to form walls to them. So do you want to stop that?